When I was small, I heard the stories, the urban legend of something lurking in the dark. The elders spoke in whispers, warning us never to wander alone at night, never answer a voice calling from the woods, never trust what looks familiar because sometimes it's not. They say it moves like a person, but not quite right. It speaks in the voices we know, but there is something off, too hollow, too lifeless. It doesn't chase, it watches, it waits, and once it sets its eyes on you, it never forgets. For years, I thought it was just a myth, but then I heard the stories, the real encounters, terrifying truths. Three people came face to face with something they couldn't explain, something they wished they had never seen. Well, this is the legend of the Skinwalker. And after hearing these stories, you will never look at the dark the same way again. James had always loved the outdoors. There was something peaceful about being surrounded by nothing but trees and the open sky. No phone service, no traffic, just pure nature. So, when his best friends, Mark and Ryan, suggested a weekend hiking trip deep into the mountains, he didn't think twice. A long trail far from any town. Sleeping under the stars, it sounded perfect. Or at least it should have been. Well, the first day was normal. They hiked for miles, following a quiet trail through dense forest. The air was fresh, and the golden sun filtered through the leaves above. They laughed, joked around, and even spotted a few deer watching them from the distance. Everything felt right. But by the time the second night came, something changed. They had to set up camp in a small clearing deep in the woods. It was a perfect spot, flat ground, a small fire pit, and a stream nearby for a fresh water. They cooked dinner, sat around the fire, and talked about the old memories. Then the forest went silent. Not just quiet, silent. No wind, no crickets, no rustling leaves, just nothing. James noticed it first. He shifted uncomfortably, staring into the dark trees around them. Weird, Rand muttered, tossing a stick into the fire. Forest got real quiet all of a sudden. Mark shrugged. Probably a predator nearby. Happens sometimes. James nodded, but deep down he felt uneasy. It wasn't just the silence, it was the feeling that something was watching them. And then, from the darkness, they heard it, a voice. Hey guys! It was distant, hollow, almost familiar. It sounded like Mark. James whispered, and his head toward Mark, who was sitting right there beside him. Rand's face went pale. Mark turned down slowly, staring into the trees. What the hell? Mark whispered. Then it spoke again. Hey guys! The exact same words, the exact same tone, like a recording being played back. James grabbed his flashlight and aimed it towards the trees. At first, there was nothing but darkness. Then, a shape, tall, motionless, too still. It was just standing there, right at the edge of flashlight. A person. Or something trying to be a person. James couldn't see its face clearly, but something about it was wrong. This waist it stood, its posture was too stiff. It had tilted at an unnatural angle, and then it moved. Not walked, not shaped. It shifted, as if it was snapping into a different position instantly. Rand scrambled to his feet. Nope, 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 we are not doing this. Mark stood up too, his voice shaking. Dude, let's go now. They grabbed their backpacks, leaving the tents behind. James kept his flashlight aimed at the figure, but it didn't move again. It just stood there staring. They took off down the trail, moving as fast as they could without breaking into a full sprint. The entire time, James felt that thing behind them, not chasing, not running, but watching. They hiked through the entire night, only stopping when the first light of dawn touched the sky. They turned back. Nothing, no footsteps, no broken branches, no sign that anyone or anything had been there at all. But James knew the truth. Something was there, something that could mimic voices, something that could stand completely still until it didn't. They never spoke about it again. But sometimes, late at night, James swore that he could still hear it. Hey guys. Some say skinwalkers are just stories. Old legends told that around campfires to scare kids into staying close. But James wasn't only the one. Across forums, in hushed conversations, late night confession threads, people describe the same thing. Voices that sound too familiar, figures that move wrong, forests that go silent before something appears. They can't all be lying. So maybe it's not just a myth. Maybe these things, whatever they are, have always been here, waiting in shadows, hiding behind the faces we trust. And next time when you are late alone and you hear a voice calling you from the trees, ask yourself this question: is that really someone you know or something pretending to be?